Hello everybody, and we are back for another road trip. Manchester United versus Newcastle United at home in the Carabao Cup. And the last road trip didn't really go to plan. I'm still getting comments on that video clowning me for being delusional. Guys, I'm going to come on here and try and be positive about Manchester United as much as I can. And yes, I got the derby wrong. I was blindly optimistic. I was delusional, some would say. But all hope for this season was definitely killed off in that game. It was horrendous. It was a horrible watch, especially in the second half. Thought the first half was decent. You would have seen all my coverage on that anyway. But we move on to the Carabao Cup. Probably the only competition that Manchester United have a chance of winning this season. Actually is the only competition that Man United have a chance of winning. Champions League, not a chance in hell, to be honest with you. You look at the FA Cup, Man City are still in that, so I think no, unless somehow drastically they get knocked out. The Carabao Cup, Man City have been knocked out. Man City, for me, are a team that I consider probably quite unbeatable right now, especially in the position that Man United are. Newcastle United at home on Wednesday night, they are going to be tough, but there is some things that I think could help us get us through this game. First of all, it's a home fixture. If it was at St James's Park, I would have said, you know what, absolutely not. We are going to get beat, and I would have already declared it. Because it's at Old Trafford, and because we've just come off the back of such a terrible defeat. And apparently Ten Hag has called the players in on Monday morning, said you're not having your day off. He gave them homework to watch back the videos. He made them sit there in Old Trafford and listen to Man City away fans basically take the mick out of the Man United players. I'm hoping that we're going to see some sort of bite back from Manchester United. But also what I'm hoping for, to be completely honest, is I'm hoping we see a different team. I'm hoping we see players dropped. I'm hoping we see a similar team to what we saw against Palace in the Carabao Cup. I really, really am. I think players definitely deserve a chance. And Eddie Howe has been speaking in his press conference. Press conferences for the game at this point in the competition are optional. They're not obligatory for the teams to do. So Manchester United have chosen not to do it. I mean, I think we all know why. They're not going to want to speak after what was a horrible defeat at Old Trafford. Newcastle United, they're in a really positive position. Eddie Howe has decided to do a press conference. And what Eddie Howe was saying as well, Eddie Howe was saying, you know what? We can go to Old Trafford and we can beat Man United. And obviously every single team will be thinking that they can do that. But he also said we're going to have to rotate. We've had Dortmund, we've got Champions League games coming up, we've got heavy fixtures, we've got important fixtures. I am going to use my squad, and it'd be silly not to use my squad. And honestly, if I'm any team right now and any manager, where are you going to want to rotate? Is it against Dortmund away? Or is it against Manchester United at home? And the sad state of affairs is that you choose the Man United game because of how terrible that we've been. So, plus it's the Carabao Cup. They said they're keen to get on in the Carabao Cup. They want to put things right from last season. They enjoyed going on the cup run. Obviously, we've got that bad blood from the final where Manchester United did beat Newcastle 2-0, which was such a thrilling game for all the fans to watch. And it just feels like our season fell off a cliff since then. And also, the form's just been dipping since then. It feels like Manchester United won the Carabao Cup and they thought, you know what, we've won a trophy now. We don't have to do anything else. And the form's just been dipping and dipping and dipping. Newcastle are going to want revenge. They're going to want to take one of them squad pictures they take every time they beat Manchester United because they think that's a trophy in their eyes. They're going to want to do that. And to be honest with you, if I had bets on now who I think is going to win, Man United or Newcastle, my heart, I'd want to say Man United, but that feels like it's been stomped on in that derby game. And the fact of the matter is, Newcastle are performing better than us. And I hate to say it, our players on paper are better than the Newcastle players, I think. And I don't think our players are that great, to be honest with you. I think they actually get overhyped, and I think the individual talent of a lot of our players in the squad, or the individual quality, is low. Arsene Wenger was saying that himself after the City game. He said, to be honest with you, the fact of the matter is, Man United players' individual quality is not good enough. When you look at Man United teams of the past, the quality is just not there. But Newcastle, what Eddie Howe is doing with the squad that he's got is absolutely insane, and he deserves a lot of credit for it. He really does. They're so well coached, they're so well drilled. I don't like Newcastle. I don't like the way that they take team pictures after beating us because they think it's a trophy. I don't like the way that they are when they play Manchester United. I don't like how the fans think that it's some sort of rivalry with us. I don't like them. But I've got to give credit where credit's due. They've been great this season. They've been great since Eddie Howe took over. Against Dortmund, they were unlucky. They've had a good run in the Champions League so far. I think they will get out the group. And Eddie Howe is playing some really enjoyable football. I mean, going to Sheffield United and beating them 8-0. Sheffield United are really beatable at the moment. They look like they've not got a chance. but Man United struggled to get a 2-1 over the line, and Newcastle United go there and thrash them 8-0. They've got the highest XG in the league. They are brilliant. So this is going to be tough for Man United, and I expect a well-drilled Eddie Howe team, no matter what team he puts out, even if he is using the squad and he does rotate a few players, the team that he puts out are going to be good enough to finish at least top 10 in the league. I'm hoping that Erik ten Hag rotates. The team I would go for, I would potentially be tempted to give Bayandera a run out in goal, but I think I would stick with Onana just because his confidence seems to be high right now, and he's been on a good couple of games for Man United. You want to carry that on. I'd go with Dalot at right back. There's no other option. I'd probably go with Varane and Maguire as the back two. I thought they were a good partnership together. I'd go with Reguilon left back. I'd go with Casemiro if he's back in the midfield alongside Hannibal, and who would I go with as the other midfielder? I would go with Hannibal and Mount. That's what I'd go with. Casemiro, Hannibal and Mount. Mount definitely has to start this game or else there's serious problems. The rain is pouring down. I'm talking about the Derby defeat. The front three, I would go with Martial at front, Garnacho on the left and Palestra on the right. The same front three that started in the Palace game. I would love to see Højlund play, obviously. I love Højlund. I think he's one of the only exceptions, along with Onana from the Derby, that kind of gets out scot-free. He's looking so promising. But I would want to replicate that team and see if it was a one-off against Palace or if they can do something against Newcastle. We've got to rotate. There's games coming thick and fast. And I'm sorry, if I see Rashford starting that game, I'll be infuriated, especially after what we saw at the weekend. And a few other players as well. Bruno could arguably deserve to be dropped. Whether he will be, I don't know. He's captain. It'll be interesting to see. But I want to see things changed up. I really do. I really want to see these players get a chance. That is what I would be going for. Let me know in the comments what you would be going for. Last but not least, I want to finish it on this really interesting stat. Newcastle in the last 5 away games, 3 draws, 1 loss and 1 win. We should be beating Newcastle here at Old Trafford. I'm not confident though, I'm really not. And Man United's drop off since the Carabao Cup final, up to the final, 40 games, 29 wins, 6 defeats and a win percentage of 72.5%. Since then, it's 36 games, 20 wins, 13 defeats with a win percentage of 55.5. So again, that mentality that we've seen, it's deteriorating at Manchester United, and it's deteriorated since the Carabao Cup final win, and that is not a good look for the squad. But Carabao Cup, I want to stay in the competition because I want to have a chance of winning some sort of trophy. And I remember how amazing it was at Wembley last year, and what a day it was for Manchester United fans to give us some sort of glory. I think it's great for a manager to get silverware in the club, no matter what cup it is. I do want to stay in this competition. A lot of people said go out of it, give Erik ten Hag more time in the training ground, just like Ange Postecoglou had. I want to stay in it. I'm going with a score prediction. If he puts the team out that I want him to, that I know can control games, I'm going with a score prediction of just about 2-1 to Man United. But I could see it also going to, I don't know if it goes to replays or extra time and penalties, but I could see it being a stagnated game. Last time at Old Trafford, it was 0-0. But we're not the same team. We are in the depths of despair, but hopefully we can get a result here on Wednesday. We have to bounce back. Get in your team down below. What team would you play? What are you expecting on Wednesday night? Are you positive? Are you hopeless? Let me know your thoughts. And thank you so much for tuning into the road trip. Come on, United, tonight. Let's bounce back and let's see a different team out there. And let's get behind Erik ten Hag and hope he can turn things around. See you later on after the game, everybody.